We're tracking some breaking news from NYC. Now, an NYC tour bus has crashed, killing about 5 people. Now, the bus was returning from Niagara Falls. The bus was also carrying 54 people who have, of course, endured the crash. Now, as per reports, the driver was distracted and lost control. Reiterating for our viewers, an NYC-bound tour bus has crashed, killing 5 people. The bus was returning from Niagara Falls and lost control on eastbound Interstate 90 in the town of Pembroke at about 12:30 p.m. Now, there are rescue efforts that are underway in the area to ensure that all the victims from the crash are rescued. Well, on this, we have my colleague Priyanka joining us live on the telecast. Priyanka, what is the latest that we're learning in this story?
Thank you. At least it is a tragedy. At least 5 people were killed and dozens have been injured. The bus was registered to M&Y Tour Inc. This is a company based in New York. It's a tourist company with buses that has been operating since 2012. It was carrying 54 passengers, many of whom were Indian, Chinese, and Filipino. Authorities did say that the driver lost control, but mechanical failure and intoxication have been ruled out. The victims have been transported now or are in the process of being transported to multiple area hospitals, and investigations are ongoing. Now, according to the New York State Police, police are working with the driver, who is being cooperative, and they do believe they have a good idea of what happened and why the bus lost control, but that information has not become public yet. So what we do know is that almost all of the more than 50 people who are on the bus suffered injuries, including cuts, bruises, and abrasions. Multiple people were also ejected or trapped in the crash. Now, this was a full-size tour bus as well, so there's a heavy amount of damage. The roads have been closed on that side of the road. Police have said expect massive delays. Most people on the bus were not wearing a seatbelt, which explains why there were so many ejections on that bus when it crashed. And 5 people have been killed, but contrary to preliminary reports, no children have died so far in the crash. That's all we know so far. Investigations, as I said, are ongoing, but it is quite tragic. There were Indians and Indian tourists on the bus.
Right, absolutely, Priyanka. Tragic news indeed coming in. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing those details. We also have some details coming in from an ABC reporter. Let's in fact listen in.
I am on the shoulder of the thruway in Pembroke, and I'm on the scene of a horrific bus tour crash. Now, more than 50 people were on board this tour bus. You can see it here right behind me. It crashed and rolled over into the ditch onto its side. Now, it's been put back on its side with a crane. But first responders are still working on rescuing people from it. Now, state troopers tell us that there are multiple fatalities, there are multiple injuries. In fact, they're telling us that everyone who was on board is injured in some way. Now, we are hearing at least 1 child was killed. And here's Trooper James O'Callahan, and he's going to tell us what they know so far about the investigation.
The bus was traveling eastbound right before the Pembroke exit, and for unknown reasons, the vehicle lost control, went into the median, overcorrected, and ended up in the ditch, which would be on the right side of the roadway. Like I said, the bus did roll. There were multiple ejections. There are multiple people trapped, and there's multiple fatalities, and this includes children as well. We believe that there is a child that is a fatality. We have, and as we're progressing through this, we're losing more people, unfortunately. Like I said, if you're at the scene and you're seeing this bus, it's a full-size tour bus, heavy amount of damage. It did roll. Most people, I'm assuming, on the bus did not have a seatbelt on. That is the reason why we have so many ejected people on this bus.
Trooper O'Callahan tells us that the driver did survive this incident and he is cooperating, but at this point they are not saying what caused this crash. There's still much more investigating to be happening. In the meantime, the thruway is completely shut down between Depew and Pembroke. We expect that to be the case for several more hours. Troopers are asking everyone to please stay away and please be patient.